Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. I hope you had a great day. Let's take a look at some new malicious compliance stories. I hope you enjoy them. The first story is called The Elmo Placemat. In college, my friend and I moved into a 4-4 off campus. We were randomly placed with two girls who were friends. Their apartment was already decorated to the nines. And I have a sneaking suspicion they were in need of roommates because they were completely psychopathic type A freaks who really needed to be in an apartment by themselves. Initially they were kind, though the vibe was always a little weird. Again, the apartment was meticulously designed for a college apartment. In the beginning they were open to letting us use things like kitchen supplies. But the catch was that they were petty about how and when we used them, cleaned them and so on. They would get mad if things weren't placed exactly where we had found them. They had rules for everything. And the very tenuous and cordial friendship we had with them quickly broke down. Pretty soon, my friend and I were getting condescending essays posted to the fridge about how we hadn't dried off the recycling enough before putting it in the bin, for example. Once my friend and I had enough and began pushing back against the rules by simply voicing that they were sharing an apartment, not having two house guests in their apartment, everything went bad. They stopped talking to us and would hide in their rooms when we were there. One of them had a cat and he disappeared. She would hide him in her tiny room whenever we were around. They posted a letter saying we could no longer use anything in their home, the trash bin, utensils, bowls, placemats, and we were not allowed to touch your cat. While in talks with the property managers about getting out of there, my friend and I went to Walmart and bought the most hideous, infantile, cheap things that would clash with the decor as much as possible. Elmo and Doc McStuffins placemats, those alphabet magnets which we place haphazardly all over the fridge, a second giant trash can and recycle bin. Our own Walmart level home decor, picture frames and knickknacks. Every room we were in, we would move things just slightly off center. Picture frames, placemats, a picture on the fridge. We also spent as much time as possible in the common areas, laughing and having a grand old time. The property managers ended up allowing us to move out into another apartment for free because the two girls refused to meet with us and the property managers to discuss what was going on. I still hate them, but I loved my Elmo placemat. The next story is called Tennis Compliance. When I was in high school, I was on the tennis team and our varsity coach was a saint. The JV coach, however, regularly made us wonder if she had been dropped on her head as a child. To boot, she barely understood anything about tennis. So all the poor junior varsity kids got taught how to grip their rackets wrong and hit wrong. And we varsity kids would reteach them when she wasn't looking. It was a small town, so the whole tennis team was maybe 30 kids. On varsity, our coach would set up cones around the court for us to try to hit when we are serving, so we could improve our aim. If you hit one, then the coach owed you a snow cone from the local stand in town. The cones were famous around town and everyone loved them. Nothing tasted better after a long practice in the heat. The JV coach, once again making us question her mental capacity, told the JV kids that if they hit her, then she'd buy them a snow cone. I really don't know how hitting her, which would be out of bounds, was a good way to help them improve their aim. Anyway, she never specified that the offer only applied to JV. So soon enough, the varsity kids took her up on the offer and started pecking her every time she was on the varsity courts. We'd always apologize profusely and pretend it didn't happen on purpose. But she was true to her word though, and always bought us a snow cone. The poor woman probably bought about 10 snow cones a week for the varsity kids until the varsity coach put a stop to it. I hope you enjoyed today's video so far. And if you like the video, don't forget to press the like button, it really helps the channel to grow. And now, on to the next story. The third story is called Stopping the Junk Mail. I was in the army and had been overseas for many years. Rarely ever got junk mail at my military post office box. But when I moved back to the States 2004, it was really surprising to me how much junk mail I received on a daily basis. Advertisements, credit card applications and so on. A lot of the same credit cards every single day. I was receiving so much junk mail that if I didn't check my mail every single day, there would be no room for real mail in my mailbox. I found out about the national opt-out do not mail list and signed up. It takes 30 days for all companies to update their lists, so you can still get junk mail for up to a month. I just continued to toss all the junk mail and waited. After about a month, the vast majority of the junk stopped. But a lot of the credit card applications were still coming. I read online at the time that what a lot of people do is fill the prepaid envelopes with your other junk mail and send them back. The companies end up having to pay for the return delivery and do not get a new account, so it usually gets them to take you off their list. But nope. I still continued to receive junk. I kept sending the envelopes back and would write stuff like, "Take me off your list," or "I don't want your stupid credit card." But nothing worked. While I was doing this though, I kept thinking about what I could do that would get them to stop. How could I make it so that they had no choice but to take me off of their lists? One day I was at the Orange Home Improvement store and was in the gardening section looking at some stuff to get ideas for landscaping. I was looking at some bricks for edging when I had my aha moment. $1 bricks. I called up my local post office and asked if it was okay and legal to send a brick through the mail. They said it was perfectly fine, but the postage would be expensive. I said that's not a problem. There were about 5 different companies that were still giving me trouble, so I bought 5 bricks for $5. I took them home and wrote up the following letter. To whom it may concern, I'm on the national do not mail list. But you continue to send me credit card applications every day. Until you remove me from your mailing list, I will use your prepaid envelopes to send you bricks in the mail. I'm a stonemason by trade and can do this for as long as you would like to send me applications. Take me off your list and have a nice day. I then printed out 5 of these letters, put them into the prepaid envelopes and taped the envelopes to the bricks. I then ran down to the post office. The entire time I'm in line, I cannot stop giggling. Seriously. When I get to the front of the line and put down my bricks, this is what happened. The post lady asked, "Are you the person I talked to earlier?" "Yep." "These are prepaid envelopes." "Yes, is that going to be a problem?" "No, I suppose not." "Thanks, have a nice day." After about a week, I no longer received credit card applications from those companies. The last story is called, "What do you want him to call you?" This was a few years ago when photo centers were still actually common in stores. I had your standard terrifying grandma whose fear of reprisal instilled in me a rigid adherence to manners. I'll always say pardon instead of what or huh, and I always address people I don't know by gender respecting honorifics. Men are always sir, and women I don't know are ma'am. I was raised believing these are signs of respect to people you aren't familiar with. Apparently, that's no longer the case, and a lot of women/Karens take being called ma'am as utterly insulting. A lady came in to ask for help with our photo kiosk. This is a tertiary service our company offered, and it was supposed to be entirely customer operated. This lady comes in and is told the machine is self-serve. She immediately began to scream at us, telling us it's our job to do it for her, we do nothing else, while I was serving another couple, and we were good for nothing. Trying to de-escalate the situation, I asked the couple I'm serving to wait and go over to see if I could help. What she wanted to do could not actually be done by our machines, and I explained that to her. "Don't give me that, I've had it done before. Can you get someone who actually knows what they are doing to help me?" "Ma'am, I do know how to work these machines, and what you are asking can't be done." Her face immediately filled with hatred, and she said in a cutting voice, "Don't you dare call me ma'am, I'm not a ma'am." "Okay sir, I'm sorry." I said it without really thinking. If I thought she was angry before, nothing compared to the torrent of hatred that exploded when I called her sir. She began screaming at me that she was an important customer to the store, that I was the worst person she had ever encountered, and that she would be calling her friends in our head office to get me fired by the end of the day. And all the other things you come to expect from your middle-aged white woman who has been denied her idolized service of us bending over backward for her. She was yelling so loud that the store manager came out cause she was worried. Interrupting the lady's diatribe, she asked what had happened. "Your associate called me sir when I asked him not to call me ma'am." The dumbfounded look on my manager's face was priceless. "I'm sorry, but what do you want him to call you?" At this point I left and the customer started screaming at my manager about how we were all going to lose our jobs. I went back to the couple I was helping, apologized and resumed helping them. Eventually the lady stormed out and my manager called me to her office. I walk in and my manager is sitting with her head down, massaging her temples. I come in and she can only say, "I hate people." Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider subscribing to the channel for more content. Let me know what you think about the stories in the comment section below. Have a great day. Bye bye.